today's IFA MAC Town Hall webinar. We're just going to give it a couple of seconds just to allow everybody to join us today. I've got a couple of ambassadors waiting to arrive as well, but I'm conscious that obviously we're all busy and obviously the set time is 12 midday. So just give us one more sort of couple of seconds. I see people putting something into the chat box already. Just check my numbers. 21. With all the obviously the webinars, obviously please bear with us sort of from an housekeeping point of view. If there's any technical issues, just bear with us. Obviously, there is the Q&A and chat box, which you'll find at the bottom of your screen. So while some of you have sent some questions in already, which is really fantastic, please, obviously, this is about us being available to all the members joining. So please do send some questions through as we go through the next hour. And obviously, between myself and my colleagues, we will obviously try and answer as best we can. So today's webinar will be recorded and you will receive a recording and presentation slides within the next 24 hours directly from the IFA. Okay, just to obviously put some mug shots on the screen. Obviously, I'm Ian Hornsey. I'm East of England Regional Ambassador. But I'm also chair of the Members Advisory Committee and a director of the IFA on the IFA board. And I'm delighted to be joined today also by Michael Collin, who you should be able to see on your screen, and my fellow ambassadors who will introduce themselves separately, but Ermal Krutani, Duncan Walker, McGregor, Mujibur Rahman and Robin Murray. And I'm sure we should be updating our photos at some point. These. Just a little bit of information for everyone. If Hayley, if I can ask you to just share the screen with me again. She's disappeared on me. There we go. Just for some upcoming online CPD. I know one of the questions that have been put forward is about the CPD, and we will go into that in a bit more detail. But again, you will get copies of the slides. But remember, please, that all the information of all of the either face-to-face or online CPD is on the Institute's website. So please go along. You don't have to log in as a member to see that. But obviously, we would encourage all members to not only to obviously ensure that their CPD is up to date, but also support the Institute and join the various online CPD going forward. Thanks, Hayley. If you can just bring the slides down. And to say, what I'd like to do now is really go around the table. On my screen, I'm starting for each ambassador to introduce themselves and their role and their area. So Bill, you're on my left-hand top corner. I'm going to start with you.
Thank you, Ian. Afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill McGregor. I'm the Northern Ireland Regional Ambassador. It's a role I've done for 12 years and very much enjoyed it. I also run my own accountancy practice in Northern Ireland, mainly looking after SME type businesses, mainly kind of family type businesses. Again, very enjoyable and very challenging, but very good to be here and welcome everyone on board today.
Right, thanks, Bill. Ermal?
Good afternoon, everyone. It is afternoon, I guess. So my name is Ermal Krutani. I'm based next door to Ian. I run the London branch. I'm the ambassador for London of the IFA. Been in practice for 23 years, again, working alongside Ian, and I have been a London ambassador since September 23. You know, obviously in the practice here, looking after all sorts of various clients, pretty much similar to all of you guys as accountant. That's me. Thank you.
Thanks, Ermal. Mujibur? Yeah.
Hi everyone. Yes, I'm Mujibur Rahman. I am the Midlands Regional Ambassador. I also sit on the Member Advisory Committee. I've been with the IFA for 10, 11 years now, and it's been a real journey, and it's been really good to see how the IFA has developed over the years. The new members that are coming in, the new education platform that's offered. It's really good to be a part of a really good organization that is going places. Yes, you know, I have my practice in Birmingham, and I have a various voluntary roles as well. So looking forward to meeting more of you at the local branch meetings. Ours is coming up next week on next Thursday at Birmingham City University.
Thank you, Mujibur. Robin, you're on mute.
Hello, I'm the Robin Murray. I represent the north of England, so right up to Berwick, down to Chester sort of thing, across east-west. We have meetings in Leeds and Manchester, 3 a year in each area, and they're all planned for this year sort of thing, except for the speakers. What else do I need to say? I've been a member of the IFA for about 14 years now. I run my own practice and often get involved in helping others as well with that.
Thank you, Robin. And as I stated right at the beginning, we're delighted to be joined today by Michael Collin. Michael, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Well, good afternoon. You know my name. I was involved with the IFA before the IPA came along, and we joined up with them. I was on the management committee going back a long time. And after the merger, I joined the IFA board, the IPA board in Australia. I still sit on the IPA board as a group board director, and I'm on the Audit and Risk Committee out there as well, having been on the Members Committee as well for some time and chaired both. I'm on the board of the IFA in the UK, and I was out in Australia 3 or 4 weeks ago for 3 days of meetings. Long way to go for 3 days, but one does these things, and happy to be with you today.
Lovely, thank you, Michael. I think we are missing Duncan at the moment. Haley, I'm not sure if you can message Duncan if possible. But welcome everyone, and welcome to all the members joining us today. I think if you've read on the website, and obviously you have because you've joined us, yeah, this is obviously we as ambassadors form the Members Advisory Committee, who obviously then advise the IFA board of direction, strategic planning, and really the feedback from members on the ground about our institute. And I'm a great believer that we always remember that whatever level you are, whether you're an ambassador or a director, we are all members, it's our institute. And I think it's great that Michael was able to join us today, because I think there are 1 or 2 questions that may be more appropriate for him to answer relating to the integration with the IPA and the strategic plan going forward of really where the institute as a global institute is going. And that actually adds on to where the accountancy profession is going as well. And that's quite important, I think, for all of us, particularly those in practice, because there's a lot of changes, lots of things happening. What I'd like to do first of all is really start some discussion going, and that's why it's lovely that some of you have put some questions forward. And please do know if there's anything that comes up, no question is silly. We're here to help and assist you, because we want to hear from you. because that's our job to listen to you as members and put those comments, worries, or even not worries, the things that are good about the Institute, as Mujibur said, forward. But I'm going to start with some of the questions that we've been put forward first. The first one is, and these are all anonymous, so I don't know who they're from, IFA awards. I've read about the IFA awards. Why are the IFA running them? Can I nominate myself for more than one category? When is the deadline to enter / nominate? And when do the awards take place? So first of all, I'm going to hand over to Ermal, if I can.
Yeah, so I've read this about we had a discussion with Jonathan when this came along in January, I think it was. So the first question, why is the IFA running them? Obviously, there's been, since I've joined the IFA, it's always been the ethos of the Institute is to raise the profile. And raising the profile, it's only going to be one thing for you is a good thing for the members. So basically, we want our members to be recognised. We want our members to have to raise the profile of all our members in the accountancy world, and this is basically the reason. The awards will attract a lot of media attention, and obviously will be in a national press. Obviously, above all this, and it's a good night out as well for everybody to join, and I would encourage everybody to be there. Can you nominate more than one category? Yes, I think you can. If it applies to either your firm or the person, there's only 3 categories which you can apply for. We've already made an application for a couple of our staff members here, and that we think they are the future of in the profession. They're one is the rising star. So basically, it will give them an incentive to work better for us here if we have an award. Obviously, they've been nominated, and we're waiting for the jury to decide that. Deadline is 11th of April to apply. So I'd encourage, obviously you'd have to fill in the form. There's a questionnaire that you have to fill in the boxes there to give your reasons. Why are you nominating the person that you're nominating? And you can even nominate yourself. You just have to sort of give a good reason why you're doing that. The awards take place on the 26th of June, Ian, if I'm wrong. Yeah, so
immediately after the annual conference.
Is after the annual conference. It's going to be a really good event, a good intense day. So you're going to do some learning, and obviously you're going to get some awards for it. So that's the awards, and I'll encourage everyone to put their name forward, because then we'll have a big number of nominees to choose from. I'm not in the panel. Kevin Reed, I think, is one of the panelists who is being the editor of is the chair, and obviously there's the IFA has published on LinkedIn the other jury members. Hayley kindly put on the chat box there the link to register for the conference awards. So yeah, that's that, Ian.
Thanks, Ermal. Michael?
Can I just add 2 things? The first is that, Ermal, I think when you referred to LinkedIn, was it the community that you wanted to direct people to rather than the LinkedIn?
So the LinkedIn is basically where the IFA has announced a panel of the jury panel. So they at least who's gonna be part of the jury. The community is a completely separate thing. So I was only talking about the awards, not anything else really. So
we'll go on to about my community.
The other thing I was just...
Yeah, sorry, Michael, go on.
The other thing I was just going to say that this has been run in Australia for quite some time, and it's brought the profile of the IPA and the IFA quite up the bar a long way. And where a lot of our members talk about recognition, this is one of the things that adds to the recognition of the IFA as a professional body amongst potential users and banks and so on. And so it's really a very worthwhile thing to do corporately.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I agree with all of that basically. And I think it's worth members to spend a bit of time, whether it's for yourself or whether if you've got staff or you know another member that you feel you should be putting forward, then please do so. As Ermal said, there's a panel of judges. They're completely independent to us. So it's all run fairly. And like Michael and Ermal said, and I'm sure Mujibur, Bill and Robin would agree, this is about raising your profile as well. And actually, you know, if you're successful in winning, you know, why not? Let's go and shout about it and things. And the more we are in the accountancy press, the more that message gets over, that not only is you as a member, but the institute as itself is raising the bar, basically. So
sorry, Ian. I'll give you an example, guys. So basically, in 2013-14, we just joined the IFA, and we were so excited. And you know, Ian was, you know, we were a smaller firm to what we are now, and that was the award dinner. Then we won the award of Firm of the Year of the IFA, and you know, it has brought a lot of, you know, sort of, it's been very good for the clients, because obviously we had a plaque on the wall saying that we are the IFA Firm of the Year, and everybody was sort of in awe of it, to say that, you know, oh, you know, we actually getting advised by a good accountant that has been recognised, and is, you know, we had a higher profile, if you like. So that is, you know, that is something that I really would recommend everybody to go and do, basically.
excellent, thanks, Scott. Bill, Mujibur, Robin, any comments?
None on this.
Subject.
I know I was involved in
Okay,
judging
fine.
the Yorkshire Awards at one time.
Let's move on. I'm conscious we've only got an hour today. So the next question is around regional meetings. Do you have the dates for all regional meetings in 2025? Yes, we do. They are all on the websites, on the IFA website, and later on with the slides, which will come out to you, we'll have all the dates of each regional meeting, and all the dates have been fixed for the whole year. Obviously, some of the speakers are still yet to be organised, because sometimes it's difficult to get speakers to commit that far in advance. But obviously, you know, the meetings are a networking event, but also CPD. And I think we've agreed as ambassadors that those meetings form, you know, with learning in there, as well as that good networking of meeting fellow members, but also other professionals. And one of the questions I got put forward, what was being put forward, can I invite non-members to regional meetings, and do they need to register? Mujibur.
Yes, I think we have opened up the regional meetings to non-members as well. It would be good to register, so we do know the numbers coming in, for example, for catering, for space, and we encourage different professions to come and join, because I think what Ian said, it's about networking as well, making contacts, and it's not necessarily about in the accountancy profession, whether it's a solicitor, a financial advisor. I think we encourage non-accountancy professionals to come in, and also they might want to have a CPD for their own record. So if they do register, it is, you know, it's a record, it's a recorded event that they've attended. I think we have seen quite a few non-members that do attend, and especially with when we host our meetings at the university, we get a lot of students that turn up. Which is really good. Again, you know, it's the next generation, and it's trying to fill that gap between what we're doing now and what the future holds for the IFA.
Excellent, Mujibur. Just Bill, would you like to comment?
Yeah, I think again, Ian, we have seen an increase in non-members attending, and it's been very good. We're establishing a lot of good links with banks and other financial institutions, and the feedback from them is good as well. It's good to be able to call upon these people. You never know when you might need a financial advisor or someone looking for finance. It's great to have these contacts.
Robin, you want to make any comment?
Yeah, we get 1 or 2 in ours though. But
Excellent.
and it adds to the mix. Basically, you've got somebody else's view sometimes when the discussions start taking place, and adds to the networking.
Yeah, no, thank you, Robin. Just to say that Rachel's has joined us. Rachel Andrews, many of you may know, assists with the Eastern region when I'm in the position of chair of MAC. So again, I know Rachel knows a lot of the members as well, as you will know her. Rachel, I'll come to you in a second. We're just going through some questions at the moment. So the next question, which is something we talked about yesterday, the actual question from the member is, I recall from the previous MAC town hall that you were looking for regional ambassadors in South West and Southern England. Is this still the case, and who should I speak to about them? So that's a great question, to be fair, because it sounds to me that there's a member interested in stepping up. But yesterday we had a quick chat about the future of the setup of members advisory and members getting involved with the institute, and all of us today are very keen to promote and look at the next generation of ambassadors that make up the MAC and assist the institute. And I'm going to hand over firstly to Mujibur. Obviously I'll answer the question at the end about Southern England and South West, because the answer is yes, we are. But Mujibur, your experience as an ambassador, what has it done for you? Why do you think people should consider putting themselves, or at least getting involved with volunteering for the institute?
Of course, no, thank you, Ian. We had a great conversation yesterday, and I think I've been a regional ambassador for 10 years now, and not only has it helped me in my business, but it's also helped me in my personal life as well, because it gives you that recognition in the community, which adds value to the profession, I think, and it also gives me the knowledge of how the IFA or institute is developing and how I can plan better according to the plans of the IFA. And like I said to you yesterday, quite recently, I was approached by North Worcestershire College to join the Board of Governors, because they've done some research on me on my LinkedIn, and obviously they see the position that I hold within the IFA, and it was the first thing that they asked me. Can you tell us a bit more about your role with the IFA and what I do? So it opens up different doors, and it's a privilege to be invited to the corporation. And I think I wouldn't have had those opportunities if I didn't get involved with the IFA like that I have over the past 10 years. And it does really give you that that stepping stone into more. More than what you offer for this profession. And I think, if you do want to see, and if you're very passionate about this profession, I would very much encourage you to get involved, because the IFA, I find, are so welcoming and they're so open, very transparent. They want members to get involved. They value their opinion. We're not a massive organization like some of the other professional bodies where members are just left to their own. This is, like you said, it's a community, it's a family, and I think we're still within that reach where members can really impact on the future development of the institute.
Well, that's fantastic. Michael, can I ask you to comment?
No, just to emphasize the point that the profile that you gain gives you the opportunities of doing things that might not otherwise come across your path. And that's true of both professional engagement as well as charitable work. You'll find that you become more in demand because of your financial skills and background by more and more charities. And from that, your own practice can expand if you do charitable organizations. So yeah, absolutely, Mujibur. I completely agree that it's great for the profile, it's great for personal development, and potentially for your business as well.
And I would echo that, Michael Mujibur, and I'm sure everybody on the panel today. You know, to be fair, you know, people worry that, or you know, I shouldn't gain out of it. This is not necessarily. This is about actually what's wrong with putting yourself forward. Now, I got involved with the Institute probably 12, 13 years ago when I suddenly put my hand up to say I volunteered to become the Essex branch chair. And it's gone from there, really. But I've learned a lot. I understand a lot about the Institute, and I'm sure we all do on this panel. And that helps me, you know, understand what professionalism is all about, because we belong to a professional body. You know, we have ethics. We all did our exams and we all joined for different reasons. But actually getting involved, I think, really sort of helps you develop yourself as well, and to understand that. And as Mujibur said, you know, yes, we're always looking for new members. We want to grow, because I think we are the right institute for a lot of people to come to now. You don't become a number, you are a member, and your voice is heard. And I think those joining us today, if you are mindful and you've got spare time, and I know time is always, you know, difficult, but please, you know, step up, contact one of us. A bit like the question from the member about South West and Southern England. Yes, we desperately need 2 ambassadors to step up to those roles. Please contact either Jonathan Barber, obviously our executive director, or one of us here today, and we will obviously put your name forward and go through the process, which at the moment will be probably a discussion with myself and Jonathan, because you know we need to make sure you understand the commitment and you can make it your own, basically. So I encourage that very much so. Any of my colleagues would like to add to that? Bill, Robin?
Yeah, I can. Sorry, and I'm in London. I'll just echo what Mujibur and you said. But there is a big learning curve in our position, because we get to know a lot of other professionals. Although bring them into the branch meetings, there's you know, to understand what they do, what's out there, especially for my own practice, for my own clients. It gives you a broader understanding of what goes on in our world, if you like. So, you know, last thing you want to do is a client come in to tell you something that you should already know, because sometimes it becomes embarrassing. They go, well, I know about this and you don't. So those meetings and bringing along other professional colleagues in there in other fields is very important, not just for organising the event, but for you as well. You know, it's for everybody, and the being a regional ambassador, like, you know, Mujibur gave you an example, has been approached, is in a different position now, where people are recognising him as, you know, although he's a volunteering job, or if you want to call it that way, it gives you other benefits. You get recognised, which then you can use it for your business, you can use it for yourself. And, you know, like I said to one of my other meetings, even if you know, when you go through airports, you tell them that you're an ambassador. You don't have to tell them what for, but what of. But it is it is good. People will look at it in a different way.
Bill, Robin, did you want to quickly come in?
Nothing to add to that, really.
Thanks, Robin. Bill?
Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's really a two-way process. You know, you're raising the profile of the institute, and at the same time, it does raise your own personal profile, which both are very beneficial to you and your business.
Yeah, no, thanks, Bill. And probably like some of you have seen, you know, we have it on our LinkedIn, and the thing that helps get round to not just the membership, but it also gets to the outside world. And that can have its own benefits, basically. So hopefully from today, we'll get some volunteers, because again, it's not just about us here today. We need to look at tomorrow. We need to look at the next generation of members doing what we're doing here today. And I'm very much for that. So if you've got any, even if you want to do it confidentially, just give one of us a call and we can chat about it before you make a decision and put your name forward. So please, I encourage that. So thank you, everyone. Just moving on, I'm conscious time's moving. CPD, much of what the IFA run is online. Is there a reason for this? I prefer face-to-face. So what can I register for? I'm going to answer that in the way that we've had these discussions over the last few years. Obviously, when COVID hit, we all had to go online, and there is no perfect answer. We have the regional face-to-face meetings. We have the conference. At the moment, obviously, a lot of the webinars and CPD is online because we gain more members to it, basically. And so the difficult question here is, you know, if we do put on something that is to pay for CPD, whether it's in London or North, etc., we need members to attend, to register for it. And unfortunately, in the past, that's been a bit difficult. And we just had to cancel a face-to-face meeting in London because we only had 5 people register for it. And it doesn't warrant the cost to us as members, but also sometimes, a bit like regional meetings, it can be embarrassing when you have got speakers when only 5 or 6 members turn up. So whilst that's a bit of a difficult discussion, and I am being quite open, without you guys, it's difficult. So I would encourage all of you and members that you know to join as many CPD and meetings as possible. And if you don't get involved, you'll understand where we're coming from. So any comments, guys, on that, just quickly, on my panel?
I think you mentioned
Yes,
you mentioned the one that was 5 registered and having to cancel them, because that's where the real big disappointment comes within this role.
Yes.
That you're not supported by your local members, but you've got to get, you know, you've got to build up that relationships, and it is through face-to-face that you build that relationship up, because the webinars don't have that. Even this town hall meeting, I mean, it's really only the 6, 7, 8 of us that are on the panel that, you know, are getting to know each other better. Hopefully people viewing get a bit feel for that, but it's really through the branch meeting network that we, you know, we get to know one another. We then bring up, you know, you then get a contact, you build up a friendship, and when you have a problem, yeah, you can phone them, as well as getting.
I think
to know
you're right, Robin. I think like Mujibur said, you know, we're like a family. And I've always treated the IFA like a family, because at the day, I mean, obviously we haven't mentioned my community. Michael, I know you've got your hand up. Just 2 seconds. Obviously, my community is about members helping each other, and putting some concerns to the groups, etc., or information they require. Michael?
I think that if we look at the literal question, the preference for in-person rather than webinar type events, I think we also need to look at the size of some of the regions. If we just take Robins, for example, if somebody needs CPD and they live in Carlisle and the nearest meeting is in Manchester, To be able to attend that virtually is better than not being able to have any CPD. So it's trying to mix the in-person and the web-based facilities, so that everybody gets the opportunity of coming to some events, or at least picking up the CPD hours that they need and want.
Thank you, thank you. Just conscious of time, guys, so I'm just going to quickly go on to the next one, IFA Direct. I see constant promotion of IFA Direct. Do any of the ambassadors have experience of their staff members studying on the programme? Is it pitched at the same level, for example, AAT? How do my staff go about being assessed and understand whether they'll be granted exemptions from the programme? I'm going to quickly answer a couple of those questions, the easy ones. From being assessed, Susan Duval is our education manager. She's at the Institute. I know Susan is the one to go to look at mapping current qualifications to our qualification to see what exemptions there are. And she is very available to any member who, either for yourself and or for staff, to be approached to see, as we have done several times, to get our staff onto the IFA qualification. Is it pitched at the same level? No, we did. So our IFA Direct covers level 4, 5, and 7. So basically, it goes quite to a high level, and that's again coming back to raising the reputation of us as members of the IFA. You know, this is where the educational program works. That this is not just now a membership body or as a club. You know, this is a professional body. We're part of IFAC. We obviously have to abide by their rules. And this is where obviously people joining us now have to be at an educational level that is suitable under our bylaws to become a member. Just quickly, Ermal, you can sort of say a little bit about staff going on.
The experience, yeah. So we've put about 8 members of staff through the IFA qualifications. They've all gone through it, and they've got the membership through the study. In their experience, it is very flexible because it's all done on case study. Is a lot of practicality in the exams. Is level 6, if I'm not mistaken, or 7, Ian?
7.
It's level 4, 5, and 7. So in terms of the level of qualifications is above the AAT and is slightly below the ACCA or ICAW. It's very practical. The exams are not as let's say like the ACCA or ICAW, where it's a set term where you have to do the exams. You will go and study. It's a case study, and then obviously the exams is a 3-hour exam where you lock yourself into a computer and just you're based on your knowledge, you respond on the case study. So yeah, all of my staff have done their qualifications through a company called UK Versity, which is it's contracted by the IFA to do all the study packaging. It's not been difficult, providing that they have got accountancy knowledge and they have got previous qualification like the AAT or other university graduations. The IFA, Susan Duval in this case, will map the existing qualification to see what exemption would you get. And then obviously you get a set of exams where you will go through the UK Versity. There's a couple of other providers that will deliver the courses. But yeah, in our experience, it's been great because obviously they've been able to obtain the study material within the course. You've got the ability to talk to tutors. and to help them get through the exams. But yeah, it's something that I think the IFA is pushing hard, and that's where we want our members to come from. Is the better way, and I think for now is probably the easier way to get to the IFA via studying.
No, thank you, Ermal. Any comments from my other colleagues? But again, all the details are on the IFA website. But if you're not sure, just pick the phone up to the office, and one of the team will help you, basically, either with your own. And of course, with the IFA Direct, you can also use it as good CPD material as well on the individual modules, of which there are 14. So I would encourage people to use them and things.
Ian, I would just say that I think the IFA Direct is probably the most relevant kind of training for students nowadays working within sort of practices of our size, because it's set to provide them with the better foundations of what we're looking for. So if you've got people who've done AAT and looking to take their next step, and they're working with you, then I would definitely push them towards looking at the IFA Direct rather than doing the ACCA or ICAEW, because it will be far more relevant to their day-to-day tasks that they're doing. That's my comment.
And just to add to that, there is a level 6 apprenticeship route as well now, that Susan and myself have been involved in the Trailblazer, and that had that approved by the Institute of Apprenticeships, so it's government funded, and that is because there was a gap in the qualifications, so it's not part of the IFA Direct as such, but basically if you want further information, contact the office or Susan, and she can explain more, because it's another option, especially under the apprenticeship route, which I know we all, as in practice, obviously with whatever age the person is, this is about gaining qualifications, and this is a degree course basically. But let's say the institute can advise you more on that if you are interested.
Ian, sorry, Holly's kindly put on the messages. If you look on the chat box, there's a few links for what we've been talking about, throughout this meeting.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm just conscious of time. What I want to do now is really open the meeting up and talk about the future of accountancy, which affects us all. We had a quick chat yesterday about some subjects like AI, Companies House, payrolling, e-invoicing. Again, this is those that have joined us. We might be here on our cameras, but I am conscious that we're all members. So please, use the chat box if you want any questions answered or want to put something forward, because as members of the advisory committee, this is about putting forward to the board and the IFA staff where we think we need support, where we need some additional guidance, help, and where we want the institute to go. But let's just open it up while you think about that. Michael, can I start with you? Because one of the questions that was asked before the meeting was, I attended a regional meeting last autumn where we answered 5 questions to support the IFA's input into a strategic plan, i.e. where's the IFA IPA? But I think that leads on to the bigger picture, because I think some of those questions was about the accounting profession. Can I have a quick comment?
Yeah, there's a new 5-year strategic plan being developed at the moment, which we discussed in person at the board in Melbourne in February. It's going to come back to the board after the executive have revisited some of the points we made in our next meeting in May. And the input from the IFA is through the executive team, which includes Jonathan Barber, of course. So it's one of the reasons why it's really important that IFA members engage with us so that the things that are important to us in the UK can be fed back. I think the other important thing is that the IFA is contributing to the group because we in the UK have got far more experience of things like AML than exist in Australia at the present time and around the world. And so we are actually trailblazing in the UK things which are becoming much more important globally. So our input is significant there. And the advantage of being part of a bigger group is that our voice at IFAC is much more clearly heard. And we've now got two people from the IFA, from the IPA rather, who are sitting on committees of IFAC, particularly looking at the small and medium-sized enterprises. And one of my passions is actually a lot of our clients are really micro enterprises, not small enterprises. And so the education of the professionals of the future to deal with those businesses and the changing skills that are going to be necessary. E-invoicing is going to lead to a lot of those changes. And we are, as a group, in a good place to lead.
Thanks.
Take any other questions, by the way.
Sorry, Michael.
I'm happy to take any other questions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I open it to the floor. Maybe Bill, do you want to comment on any developments and changes? And
I think obviously there's a lot coming down the track. You know, the one that springs to mind is obviously making tax digital. Obviously, AI is going to impact on the profession, but I think all of these, although they're challenges, it presents great opportunities as well for the accountancy profession. You know, it's a great time to be involved in this industry.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Robin, do you want to? You're mute, Robin. Sorry.
I like being on mute, it's better. Yeah, there's quite a lot, but it's moving. Basically, we should see over the next 10, 20, 30 years the bookkeeping side of it fully automated, I would have expected. So our income stream will have to change because effectively we should see that all being completely digitized, and the reports, should be at a file maybe one day after the financial year end. What we then have to do is concentrate and help people make decisions, and that positively impact on their business and their lifestyle. And that's so it's not just the number side of it that we need to know. We're going to need to know a lot more in terms of what makes people tick, the employment side rules, the sales side of it, the acquisition side of it for major assets and things, and access to finance.
Totally agree, Robin. It's about future-proofing your business. I always think it's, we're accountants looking after businesses and clients with businesses, and I think sometimes we forget that we're in business as well, and we have to protect our business, and that's important. And how do we, some of these changes we can't stop. You think how many changes we've been through and how things have come along and hit us, and we've all coped with it really because we have to. But the world is moving at a fast pace. Technology, our clients of tomorrow are really the children of today, and we have to go on that journey basically. And I think that's where being a member of the IFA with member engagement helps us make sure that we can direct CPD in the right direction, that what we need, but also it's about understanding what's coming along and getting ready for that. Mujibur, do you want to make a comment?
Yeah, I think what I would say is, I know that there's been discussion about the accountancy profession, how there's no regulation, but I think that will change. I think that will change quite considerably over the next few years, especially as we move to MTD. So that will filter out the the non-professional accountancy who call themselves accountants, bookkeepers who are doing accountancy job, who shouldn't be doing it. So I think that would make the marketplace more competitive for us. We need to always have develop our own skill set. And so like Robin says, we are moving away from the statutory and the mandatory work more to consultancy and management side of it. And I think that's a good thing, because we can offer so much more to our clients, and we could charge quite handsomely for those services, because there's no the competitiveness is less in that field of work. So if you could help your client manage, navigate through acquisitions, or hiring of staff, because we have the contacts. When we go to these meetings, we make these contacts with other partners of the IFA, and we could provide additional services through partners that the IFA are building. So it's all moving in the right direction, but I think we have to be steadfast in our own ability to make sure that we are performing to the best of our ability, and to make sure that we don't bring the institute into any disrepute because of our action. So be proud of what we are and develop yourself. That's what I say. And with any profession, even though AI is coming, technology is going to affect us, we need to overcome that by our own development.
Totally agree. Ermal?
Yeah. Besides,
one of the questions I was going to ask, just
Yeah.
for the people attending today, and just quickly put in the chat box, is whether you actually attended the AI conference the other week, because I found it really interesting, I think. But
Yeah.
you're doing that, Ermal.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of AI. It's not everybody isn't, but I'll explain to you why. So I'm a big fan of technology, and I think technology in our profession has evolved the profession. When Robin said, he's looking at 15 to 20 years to be digitalized, I would say, well, Robin, I'm sorry to say, but you're wrong. It's already here. The digital bookkeeping is now here. So with the use of QuickBooks, Dex, and everything, our clients at Devonport LAS have majority of our clients use bookkeeping, the digital bookkeeping. So we don't tend to do any bookkeeping; they do it for us. We moving into an advisory level, and even that with the use of AI, which I have used it extensively lately. Purely to find out loads of other things, amongst one of the things that I wanted some advice on, and we were looking around for stuff was to do with inheritance tax, was a complex case of inheritance tax, and I found the answer using ChatGPT, believe it or not. Is the paid for ChatGPT. So imagine this, this is what's happening right now in the world. There's a lecturer giving a lesson to about accountancy or about finance in 10 different countries. I'm here sitting in front of you talking to you in English, and this conference can be me talking into whatever language in Pakistan. They'll be talking in Pakistan. They'll be hearing me in their own language as fluent. I could be speaking Italian, German at the same time. So that's the power of AI now. They using the AI is the next tool is ASI, which is artificial super intelligence. What that means is that the artificial super intelligence will be evolving in professional advisory level. So we have to go with it. We have to sort of embrace the changes. Like Ian said, the children of today are our future clients, and you're not talking a long term. We're talking 5 to 10 years. So, unless you're planning to retire, and I would say to you, do it sooner rather than later. If you're not up to scratch with this stuff, I would go and study this. I would definitely use whatever tools you've got now. The Making Tax Digital, the discussion about 2 or 3 years ago that, well, how is the client going to cope with all of this stuff? How they're going to do it all themselves? Well, the answer is AI. The machine learning, it will make the client give you the right information, because they will learn with you as you go along, and eventually you won't need to do 5 returns. The client will do it himself, and better. I'll give you a better solution. The actual machine will do it. The client don't even need to do it. We don't need to do it. The machine will file essentially on the deadline or before the deadline the return that needs filing. Is happening right now with AI with payroll. So you've got loads of software developers that are filing, especially directors' payroll, on a monthly basis without you touching it. You just set the date, and they will just go and do it. You don't even have to employ staff. You don't have to worry about if it's filed or not. You don't have to worry about if the pension is filed, the pension. To the pension provider. So all of that is automated. It's automated right now. We're not looking at 5 years' time, you're looking at now. So I would say, it's, although you might think differently to what it will do to humans, we just have to change the way we work. We just have to learn it. I think we need to learn it. We need to go with it, because change is here now, and we need to embrace it. I think, and I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, no, thanks, Ermal. And I think you're right. We none of us like change, but we have to accept it, and that's where the Institute can provide the relevant CPD to assist us. We need to keep ourselves up to date to do our job correctly. So I encourage all members to do that. We are professional people. It's all about ethics, and therefore it's our duty to make sure we're ahead of the game to there to support our clients. I'm conscious of time, and we're nearly coming to an end. It's great that I think we've had on average about 44 members join. I would always love to see more. Going back just over some of the items that we discussed today, obviously as ambassadors, it's a voluntary role, and I've known my fellow colleagues here for some time. It is about the next generation, so I really do ask you to think about how you can help, even just helping in your region by contacting your local ambassador and getting involved with maybe setting some of the meetings up and just assisting, because I think it's quite rewarding. I've found my time with the Institute, as I'm sure we all have, very rewarding. I've learned a lot, and it's being part of it. It's our Institute. Yes, we've got staff to run it. We've got Jonathan as Executive Director. We have Andrew as the CEO. We've got the staff in both Melbourne and London. But we're the members, so they need to hear from us. So we need to hear from you, because we need to put what your thoughts are, where direction you believe the Institute should be going forward. So I do encourage you to take that away today. We are very available, all the ambassadors, Michael, Rachel, all our details are on the website, or by email. So call us or whatever. But if anything from today, just take that away from you. And just one final thing about recognition, and as some of you may know, we have now joined near enough a top 10 accountancy firm in Zenadin. And to me, it was the right decision for us to do that. But what recognition is that? As an IFA firm, we have no other qualifications in the company other than IFA to be approached by then a top 20 company. And to me, that ticked a box, that we do it right. We are as professional as any other accountant. And I think you should all take that away with you, that actually, sky's the limit. You can do the job and you can do well. And we all go to work to earn money for our families, our standard of living. But just to end it off, I'm just going to go around the room. Just any comments, guys? Bill?
I think one thing that springs to mind just how adaptable the profession is. 5 years ago we were all in the midst of the COVID storm, and I think if we come through that, we can come through anything.
No, fantastic. Robin?
Yeah, we've come on quite a long way from when I first joined the IFA, and you do get more out of anything that when you get involved with it. Doesn't matter what it is, but the more that you're involved with something, the more you like it, and the more you appreciate it. So yes, please join us at the regional meetings, and please join whatever else you can do.
Rachel?
I think Robin just said exactly what I was going to say, but I would say throughout most of my professional life, the more involvement I've got into things, the more I've got out of it, and the more you want to then put back into it. So, if you are a member, please go along and support your regional ambassadors, go to the regional meetings, because it isn't just I missed the beginning a bit, but so this may have been covered, but it isn't just your fellow IFA members you're going to meet there. There's so many other opportunities that can be opened up to you. So just grasp every opportunity that you can as a member of this organisation.
Yeah, I think it's like everybody said. We should be proud of the institute that we belong to, and wear that badge with pride. And if you do any job well, you will get rewarded for it. So if you enjoy what you're doing, you're halfway already there.
And now?
Yeah, again, just echoing what everybody says. Please, guys, we are nice people. We're not, we like to see all of you in our regional meeting. It is so good to see members coming in and obviously learning about new things. And that's we don't get paid. It's a volunteer job. We're there to make a difference for you guys. So, and we want that to count. We want, like Mujibur said, we want to wear the badge with pride, but we want it for you. Without the members, we won't be there. So, please turn up at regional meetings. It is very important for you, for your development, and it's called continuous professional development. There's a lot of new things. The world is moving at a fast pace, so please be there. We always have these discussions of low numbers. A lot of people sign up and they don't turn up, and sometimes it's heartbroken, but we move on. We don't get discouraged by it. We're always there for you, and we're hoping to grow the numbers of membership, but to the members attending the events. So yeah, I think I hope to see you all guys there.
Thank you. Michael, do you want to make a final comment?
Very briefly, I'm aware that we were made in a very peculiar way. We've got 2 ears and only one mouth. And I think those of us who are regional ambassadors or board directors, and those of us who are in the practice listening to our clients, should remember that we've got 2 ears to listen twice as hard as we talk.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michael. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Hayley, I don't know if you just want to put the slides on as the ending, because everybody will get the slides through tomorrow. But there are details of the awards on there, the dates for the regional meetings. But thank you for attending today. Hopefully you've taken quite a bit away with you. We are here to help. We're here to have communications with. So do approach us. We're only like you. This is about obviously making sure that we can put your voice forward. So thank you for attending, and hope to see you all at regional meetings, in the future. So thank you, and thank you for my fellow panelists today for spending their time to run this meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Hayley.